Hello again, beautiful people, and welcome back to, what is this series called? The A Plus Lecture Series, geared towards getting our college, uni students off to a better, brighter start by giving you information you probably aren't getting in school, ironically enough. So, today we're going to talk about financial awareness as a student, all right? So, for those of you out there who are students still in uni or college, whether you're in the middle of it, just beginning, or you're getting ready to leave, here are some things that would be good for you to know. Number one is awareness. Are you actually aware of your financial position? Do you know your current net worth? Do you know what assets are and liabilities? Well, net worth is basically defined as your overall, what is it again? Net worth is defined as your cash value minus your debts, or your overall assets minus your debts. An example, you have $1,000 in your bank account, right? Okay, your net value is $1,000. And you have $100 in credit card debt. So now your assets minus your liabilities, your assets are 1,000 minus your liabilities of 100 equals now 900. So now you have $900 in net value. It's that simple, right? A lot of people, that's an oversimplification of how to figure out your net value or your net worth. I don't like thinking that someone's worth is put in terms of money though. But just for like calculable figures, we'll say that. Now, something you need to know, or you really want to know is, one, where does your money come from? How much money do you actually make? And this includes everything. So this includes money from your part-time job, your full-time job, your student loans, dun dun dun, your scholarships, yay! Grants, assistantships, side jobs, side gigs, eBay, he-bay, she-bay, whatever bay. And basically any money that's coming into you, how much is it? Keep track of that stuff. Next, where does it go? Like when your money comes in, a lot of times we sit back and we're like, oh, I had $1,000 and now I only have $5. What happened to it? Where'd it go? And that's not good. You need to know where your money's going. So one, what's your net worth? Boop. Two, how much money is coming in? Three, how much money is going out? Four, why? Ask yourself why. Why do I spend money on the things I spend money on? Why do I have income coming from these sources? Why not more sources? Why not different sources? Why not better sources, bigger sources? You just want to be financially aware of things. So to sum all that good stuff up, how much money do you actually earn? Where does it go? And why? Okay, that's extremely important. All of that was encompassing our number one. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so now number two, good financial habits. Yes, good financial habits make life better. Great habits make life phenomenal and amazing. Michael Jordan didn't become Michael Jordan just because he was black, all right? Abolish the stereotype. Michael Jordan became Michael Jordan because he was awesome and he put in the work and he had awesome habits, okay? So, here's something I want to tell you. Some good financial habits I think will work. They're not very comfortable though. It's because it involves change. So if you're not used to doing this, start low. Start with one habit and work your way up to like 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So habit number one, pay yourself first, 10% or more. Okay. Pay yourself first, at least 10%. If you've never ever done this before, then you can start at 1% and just every month increase it up until 10% or more. Okay. So that, and pay yourself 10% of the gross. Now your gross income is the total before tax income. Your net income is the post-tax income. So your gross is how much money you're actually paid. Your net is how much money you have left over after Uncle Sam is like, let me get some of that. Thank you, sir. So now, what you want to do next is, so you're paying yourself 10%, you're saving 10% from your gross income, okay? So if you made $1,000, taxes were, let's say 100, so now you have $900 left. You're going to pay yourself 10% of the gross, which is how much? How much is that? 10% of the gross is how much? How much is it? Yeah, it's $100, not 90. 90 is 10% of the net. You want 10% of the gross. Now next, what's going to happen is after you've gotten to the habit of paying yourself first 10%, you also want to start tithing, all right? I'm not sure, maybe you're Christian, maybe you're Hindu, Jew, whatever. It doesn't matter. The act of giving money does something to you. It has some kind of magical effect. Like seriously, like when I give, it like comes back. When I do things for people, I get the biggest rewards. It's like mind-boggling. Like how does the science behind that work? It's like, wow, but it's amazing. It's good. So tithe 10%. All right. So pay yourself first 10%. Tithe 10%. Whether it's to a charity or someone who needs it, or maybe your little brother. Number 3. Invest 10%. All right. So yeah, you're paying yourself first 10%, and theoretically, you're gonna save this big growing lump sum for a huge investment in the future. All right, that's good. And you're tithing 10% to whatever great thing needs to be tithed to. You're going to invest 10%. All right, which means you need to be in the habit of learning about money and learning about investments. Find something you're interested in investing in and learn about it first. If you want to learn about the stock market, read a book. All right? Take that 10% that you're investing in and invest in some books, invest in some materials, invest in some courses to teach you how to invest and learn and do these things, okay? So then after you hit an adequate level of knowledge or capability, jump into the stock market, jump into real estate, jump into that thing, all right? Get experience, put some blood in the game, because that's when you really learn. That's what I found out. So now you're investing 10% of your income monthly. Next, you want to take 10% to pay off any debts you might have, okay? So maybe you have credit card debt, or maybe you've got student loans or whatever kind of debt. Take 10% to pay that off as well. Now this is a bit iffy because my one friend who's like a millionaire, he'd say, don't even worry about that. Focus on getting assets and let your assets pay this part off later. And well, he's a millionaire, so can you really argue with that if it works? So I say, take 10% and pay your debts off. But he says, forget that. Build your assets will pay this off, which is also great advice. Next, take 10% and give yourself something fun. Do something for you. Because a lot of times, what we do is we don't do things that are directly good for us. Like we'll go out to the club, we'll go out and party. We'll go out to maybe that really nice lounge on East 4th Street. You know what I mean, eh? And we'll have a really good time. And then $200 later, we wake up in the morning, hopefully in our own bed, in our own apartment, in the same city we went to sleep in the same country we went to sleep in. Yeah, some people know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you a story, don't worry. Secret's safe. And we still feel like we need to spend money for us because we didn't actually spend money on the things that were closer to our heart. Instead, we spent money on the things that culture told us young people should spend money on. And that's not good. So take 10% and actually put it into something you like, you love, you enjoy, something you actually want. Okay? So that's, once again, 10% pay myself first, 10% tithe, 10% invest, 10% pay off debts, and 10% to do whatever I like for me. Yay. Then the other 50% you're going to do whatever. You got bills to pay, life, stuff like that, all right? And if this 50% is not enough to pay for life and bills and all that stuff, find a way to make it enough. Maybe you have to cut back, or maybe you have to think and make more ways to make bigger, better income, all right? And if you're having trouble with saying, well, that 50% thing doesn't work for me, brother, I don't think so. Imagine this. What if instead of getting paid $1,000 or instead of getting paid $2,000 and taking $1,000 to put in this area, the savings, investing, and all that stuff, and then just having $1,000 cash, what if you only got $1,000? Imagine that. What would you do? If you ignored all this and you just did this with that $1,000, okay, then fine, things are taken care of, except all the other stuff you needed to do. And this is like what? So just imagine you get your money, take that 50%, put it here away, and then the other 50% remaining, you do what you need to do with that. And if it's challenging, just play a game with yourself, play a trick on your own self, and be like, yo, what if I only got this 50% to begin with? Because when taxes come out, sometimes it's a lot. And then we're like, yo, the gov already took it, even before it hit my pocket. So in a way, instead of being pimped by the gov, pimp yourself. Does that sound right? So do it to yourself first. Instead of letting the gov and everyone else push your wallet around, you push your wallet around, okay? Next. Oh man, 12 minutes. Next. Foresight. I said foresight, not Fortnite, okay? Foresight. This means the ability to see in the future, to see the things I want to be and how to get there. So what you're going to do is this. Ask yourself, financially, where do you want to be a year from now? Heck, where do you want to be financially 3 months from now? And because, one, you're financially aware, you're going to have a projection with your telescope. You're going to be able to telescope your expected income. If things continue the way they are, how much money will you have? If your habits continue the way they are, how much money will you have at the end of the month? How much money will you have 2 months from now? How much money will you have 5 months from now? After I made about 100 grand, I looked back and I thought, wait a second. Because that's when I became financially aware, because I looked at how much money I actually made and I'm like, I made 100 grand? 100,000 USD? How much do I have? And I'm like, I'm looking around and like I open my wallet and I'm like, hey wallet, what's up? And my wallet's like, hungry, feed me. And I'm like, something's wrong here. I didn't go to school to get an MBA or a degree in finance, but I know that if I made $100,000 and I have $5 left over, something's wrong. It's not rocket science, right? So then I'm like, okay, we need to become more financially aware. All right, that's the trial of life. So that education cost me $100,000 in a way, if you look at it that way. And I'm like, I could have paid off my student loans. I could have paid off my credit cards. I could have bought a Tesla. I could have done a lot of things. I could have invested. And so now you're telescoping where you're going to be 3 months from now, where you're going to be 5 months from now, where you're going to be 1 year from now, and ask yourself, do you actually want to be there? It's as simple as this. You're driving down the street. You're driving down Superior, right? You're in Cleveland. Cleveland, yeah. Woohoo. You're driving down Cleveland. Go Vikes. Yay Browns. Cuyahoga. You're driving down Cleveland. Superior. You're driving down Superior. And you just passed East 9th Street, right? You got a map or a Garmin or a GPS or a cell phone, something that tells you where this street is going, okay? You are functionally aware of where you're going to end up. If you keep driving down Superior from East 9th going west, at some point you're going to pass West 9th and West 14th, and you're going to end up in like the nice West Side neighborhood. West Side? That's a joke. And you're going to be there, and the neighborhood's going to change. Scenery's going to change. And it's going to be interesting. And then you keep driving, you're going to wind up in some really expensive neighborhoods, and you're going to see the houses are going further and further back. I deduce that if the houses are extremely far, they're just showing you how extremely rich they are. So in any case, it's GPS travels, it's fun stuff. So now, you want to apply that same logic to your financial life. If you keep driving in your car, i.e. your habits, and you're driving down this road, i.e. your income sources, where is it going to end? Where are you going to be 5 months, 1 year from now? Do you want to be there? If you don't want to be there, slow down, stop, ask yourself, where do I want to be? What do I need to do to get there? And every day, make small incremental changes to get there. If you want to make more money while you're in college, look at ways to do that. Colleges are always looking for test subjects. Go to your science department and be like, yo, I would like to volunteer myself as a test subject. And usually the psychology department is always looking for people to actually do their psychological test on. Pays like $10 an hour, maybe more, but hey, it's fun. Actually, it is kind of fun sometimes. And you meet interesting people. The art department, they're always looking for live models, right? And if you're willing to pose, woohoo, nude, you might get paid more. But I don't know, I'm not recommending that. Though there are some people who make good money in colleges posing in their birthday suits. So there are good ways to make money around colleges. There are some YouTube videos on that, so I'm not going to go into detail, though you can find more information on that. Next, there are ways to change your course where you're going, because you were not born with this course. You didn't just wake up and you were just boom driving in this car going down this road. You got into this some kind of way. If you got into it, you can get out of it and go somewhere else or do something else. Okay? So if it's not going where you want, change. If it is going where you want, awesome. Enhance it, make it better. The last step, number 4. The last step is to think, okay? Think. As you're going down this road, as you're now more financially aware, you now have better financial habits, you're paying yourself first, you're investing, you're tithing, you're paying off your debts, you are paying off your debts, giving yourself 10% to have fun with and goof off. Have a good time, and you're currently learning every day about different investments, and you're also, number 3, practicing the art of foresight and looking at where you're going. You're going to do number 4. You're going to sit back maybe once a week, heck, maybe once every day, and think, is this what I want? How can I get better at this? How can I enhance this? How can I de-hance this? How can I get closer to A or further from A? You want to think, okay? Take time to actually think about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and where it's taking you, all right? A lot of people, a great man once told me, a lot of people would rather die than think. When I'm walking down the street, some strange people, I'm walking, they want to touch my hair. They're like, oh, is it real? And I'm like, why are you touching my hair? And then I'm like, why'd you do that? And they're like, I don't know. And someone else is like, how do you wash your hair? And I'm like, how do you think I wash my hair? And they're like, I don't know. And I was like, really? How do you think I wash my hair? And they're like, I don't know. I malfunction. It was the weirdest experience. Do it. Ask someone why they do what they do. Really ask them. It's weird. the answers you get, if you get an answer. Now, that is why you want to sit back and think, because you're in uni right now or in college, and there is a difference between uni and college. There's a big difference. It's like a 2-year difference, all right? So you're in uni or college, or maybe you just graduated, or maybe you're going to uni or college. These habits will assist you. Why? How? Well, think about this. Oh, lastly. If you get student loans, which I don't recommend, if you get grants, which I do recommend, if you get scholarships, which I totally recommend, those are lump sums of money, okay? Those are lump sums of Van Goghs, if you know what I mean. Okay, it's an art joke. So that's a lump sum of money. It's been my experience, and from what I've seen, that fortunes are built from small lump sums. Like that one young lady, she got her tax return, she got $6 grand. She went and bought a house for $6 grand. It was a few years ago. The market was really down. Maybe it was during 2008. Okay, more than a few years ago. In any case, markets were down. She bought a whole house for $6,000. Rehabbed it, refinanced. Now she is literally a millionaire. Okay, she's got how many houses under her? I don't remember how many houses under her. Maybe 10, maybe 13, maybe 20 something. But she's millionaire level. She started with that small $6 grand investment. Carl, he got his tax return was like 10 grand. Dude's about to pay off his credit card. She's like, wait a second. Jamal comes in. Jamal's like, yo. Before you take that 10 grand and give it to the credit card company and repeat the same cycle that got you 10 grand in debt, how about you take that 10 grand, invest in this house, rehab it, refinance, pull some money out. Now you have consistent income coming in every month, and you can now pay off that credit card if you choose to. Which option is better? The second one. So, it's been my experience that fortunes are built when lump sums come in. It's also been my experience that awesome college nights are had when lump sums come in. And it's also been someone's experience that questionable times come when lump sums come in. Hope you have a good... I'm not going to talk about that stuff, because this is YouTube. Everybody's watching this video. So, here's what I want you to do. If you get that lump sum of money coming in, invest it. If you don't know what's to invest in, try real estate. Go to makerealestatereal.com. They will hook you up. If you want to invest in the stock market, read a book on investing in the stock market. What book can I recommend? I want to give you something good. I want to give you a good investing course. Though right now, I'm not quite sure. My investing journey has literally been me reading different books that I find on Kindle or the internet and starting. I invested in Robinhood and I just started. So what I want to recommend is when you get those lump sums, instead of spending them, instead of buying that nice new car, instead of taking all the girls out to Chipotle or Cheesecake Factory, instead of doing that, take that money and invest it, okay? And if you do get student loans, which I hope you don't, invest the money. Okay, so, let's see, what can I say? I guess that's it. If you take those steps that I gave you, use them, do them, your college experience, you will come out when everything is said and done with money, okay? With happiness. You will graduate with income coming in because you have income generating investments, okay? You will be investment savvy because you spent a little time every day learning about investments, getting on those quarterly calls. You can have the best time in college or uni, but while you're doing it, make sure you're setting up your life afterwards, okay? Make sure you know that when you jump off the diving board, there's water at the bottom of the pool. You don't want to be the best diver hopping into an empty pool. yeah, it looks good until it doesn't. All right. So that's what I want to give you today. Thank you for watching our A+ series. We have 2 more videos. Enjoy, and I'll see you next week.